Awesome. So the recording started. Hi, Sandra, when you finally see this. We did have a lady who was going to join us from New York, but she's not here at the moment, which would be quite nice. Now, just because there's been a lot of head foggy brain stuff going on, I even caught a report the other night about people who have had this virus that's spreading fast, and other people, you know, there's all sorts of reasons, age, etc. And my own experience recently with, I'm very, very foggy for a few days, is just a reminder of a movement that is awesome for brain fog. And I'll read it out and what other stuff it helps as well. Now, this also helps stress, general stress in the body, neck pain, dizziness and vertigo, motion sickness, headaches, mental clarity, and it also helps to balance the thyroid, the throat, the lungs, the heart, and allergies. Yeah, so it can help allergies too.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's the dolphining of the neck. Remember we spoke, you know, when you're doing a gratitude move at the end and you can just bend and let the head drop. That's the very small dolphining of the neck, because we're actually activating those meridians as we bend with the back and the neck and the head. But you can either incorporate the dolphining of the neck with that move, or just throughout the day, you know, just sit on your chair and do. So ideally, you've got a sort of like a flat back chair if you can, because what you want to do is try and feel your back against the chair. So all that's really moving up is the shoulders. You know, you're not leaning forward like you would in a gratitude move. So you're dolphining of the neck, sit up straight, extend the spine, tuck that chin back to align the neck a little bit more. And then I've got my eyes closed because I'm imagining a golf ball out here somewhere. And I'm going to reach out for the golf ball and I'm going to grab it. And my shoulders are coming forward a little, but I think my back's pretty straight. And I'm going to draw that golf ball to my chest. And then I'm actually going to drag the thing up because I don't want to drop it. And as I drag it up, my spine and neck become long and straight again. And at that point, I just tuck my chin back slightly. And then I start again. And I go forward and I scoop up that ball and I drag it up my chest and my neck. My neck is now straight and I just tuck my chin back. And if you want to get real fancy, when you practice it, the inhale is the forward move. So I inhale, and then I exhale on that pull up. But you go at the speed your breath is going ideally. If you want to slow it down a little, you can, but this helps dizziness. Don't start creating dizziness by trying to breathe for 20 seconds, you know? So inhale forward if you wish. And exhale up. And just even sitting at your desk or your dining table and just doing this, you know, a little bit each day will really help. And that's the big list of everything that it helps with. And let's have, because this is in the Head to Toe Healing book, all the information. So it's why it helps is because there's a major wide energy channel that comes up your spine and forms, you know, we talk about that narrow passage in the neck. Keeping that channel open balances the energy in your neck, helps to relieve stress buildup, tense shoulders, headaches, and blocks the flow of energy up to the brain. So it actually blocks the flow both ways, hence why it's so good for everything. Yeah. And it's like allergies, you wonder why allergies. Well, allergies, you know, you get runny nose, you get sneezing, you get symptoms, a bit of chesty cough. So it's excess energy stuck here. And also the inability for the meridian through the kidneys, adrenals and everything, not able to flow through smoothly. So there's reasons for it all, but simple dolphin the neck, a really good one for everybody. Now I'm going to plug myself in, mute everybody, and we'll start. I just wanted to get one in because I have come. My volume still good? Yeah, thank you. I have come across a lot of brain fog issues just recently. But even a general one, just to keep that neck. When I first started doing it, it was like someone was popping bubble wrap behind me. My neck was going pop, 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 pop. but not anymore. It's quite happy now. On occasions, it still does it. But you know, if you find your body seems, we think it's going backwards, or you know, okay, my neck was fine, now it's popping. Celebrate noticing that you've picked up where a blockage was, and you're actually attending to it. There's always so much good stuff in everything that happens, and that can be a little bit challenging with some things, but you know, there usually is something you can find and get your hooks into, thinking, actually, there's the good part in that. Now I'm going to stand now because we're going to start qigong, and already my body's just melting, going, oh yay. Feet hip width, shoulder width apart, evenly balanced on the floor. I'm doing my body check. Everybody here is really familiar with all this. So just check through your body, say hello to it on your way up there and around and about it. My shoulders, oh, actually, I was hanging myself forward here, like I was hanging off a coat hook for a minute there. So I'm just going to straighten my spine. Isn't it? I think that's wonderful how we don't notice how our posture alters if we're not paying attention. Then my head's up, my hips and arms and are all happy. I'm going to start bouncing because I want to start now activating this chi, increasing the flow of the body's energy, increasing the blood flow, firing up the nerves, activating the muscles, the ligaments. And I'm also increasing this chi flow. I'm heightening the flow of chi just by bouncing. So as much as I've got my elbows holding my arms out from my body, my wrists are not like bolt straight. My fingers are apart. I'm breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. But my wrists have got some flexibility. My knees are going like there's no tomorrow today. So fast. That's good. I'm now going to raise my hands above my head. Again, raise the arms above, not the shoulders. Use the arms to bring those hands up. So it's like just, you know, can you drop your shoulders any more and yet still keep your hands above your head? If you can, then the shoulders were just working a little bit too hard. I'm just enjoying that bounce. Big list of benefits, even just this move. And this is a really good one to do if you do find that the stance of hands above the head a bit challenging. Doing this move and then bringing your hands down, carry on bouncing, then bring them up. Because this is, honestly, this is really shaking out any blockages going on. But now let's just bring those hands down slowly, letting those knees carry on bouncing as we swish this torso left to right. Using the hips. Letting the arms just follow that flow, letting the head follow the flow. Just easy and happy. Again, a great one for releasing energy blockages around that head, neck, shoulders. Bringing all this now, the knees and the swaying to a gradual, easy stop. Oh, and you pick up the difference in the energy within you or around you. Just noticing anything changing. I've got big tingles going on in my hands, and I feel like I have more space around the outside of my skin. We don't have the language to describe everything we feel. So again, just sense it and acknowledge it. Just allowing ourselves to breathe easy now. Let's do a detox on these stomach channels. So I'm going to tap on the cheekbones here at the top of the cheekbones, directly under the eye pupil, using either my middle fingers or the knuckle of your thumb. This helps detox the stomach channel and every channel on the front of the body, right down from here to the toes. And then we'll detox the bladder by tapping the beginning of these eyebrows. This is great for that bladder system, which incorporates the kidney system and every meridian sort of going across the top of the head and down the back to the back of the feet and heels. Just 1 point, 2 points, and we've actually nailed the whole body. Let's do a little bit more of the opening stuff now. So we're going to cup the Behui point, top of the head. I forgot what I was doing then. So using one hand, either hand, just cup it, because we're not slapping ourselves. We're actually creating a vibration with that cup shape on the Behui at the top of the head here. Then we're going to move that down now, and we're going to cup the base of the head. So where the spine connects in with that skull area. And let's give that C7, that lumpy mass at the top of the spine, base of the neck, a good massage on either side. Everything we've just done from start of bounce to now is really good for helping shift this energy and blockages in the head, neck, shoulders. So you can do any of them, you can do all of them, do one now, one later. But when you do these things, just a bit of a hint here, while you're massaging your C7 during the day or doing your dolphining of the neck, try to keep your mind focused on what you're doing, because if the mind's off collecting more thoughts, it's collecting more emotions and energies. Keep yourself focused on what you're doing. Send healing light to the point that you're massaging or cupping, but somehow keep your focus on what you're doing. We're going to clap our hands to activate that heart energy. And then we're going to leave our left arm outstretched and use the right hand to cup the crease of the elbows on the left arm first. And then we're going to swap over to the right. I'm going to raise that left arm and cup under the armpits. Turn over to the right and do the same there for the right armpit area. Get ourselves our flat, loose fists with the flat side of the index finger and thumb connected in a circle, and just tap either side of that tailbone. Now, tailbone can often be a bit lower than you think. It's not at the base of the back. It's pretty much where your bum crack. Start more mine anyway, sorry. Probably more personal stuff than you needed right then. But yeah, some people I noticed in a class one time, we're actually tapping quite high around that lower back. So you just sort of feel that tailbone, and it's quite interesting how far down it does go. So tap around that side. And again, if you've been tapping higher up, it's fine. The vibration will nail it. Then we're going to tuck those thumbs into the hands, and we're going to have the knuckle of the thumb tap the hips in that impression there, in that dent just behind the bone, the joints. And we're going to cup both our knees, and let's start with the front. We're going to cup just above the kneecap on both knees. And we're going to cup the crease of the knees behind. And we're going to move to the left knee, the sides of the left knee, both sides. And both sides of the right knee. You know, even if you just have time to do that in the day or at some point in the day, it's going to be really helpful. Now, entirely your choice. I like to stand with my hands in a prayer position. You can stand in the starting position of moving of yin yang if you prefer, because I'm now going to connect to my heart space. I'm going to smile, inward smile to my heart. I'm going to notice my heart, that physical space, that physical organ, in addition to the energy of the heart. I'm going to call in my master's energy, whoever that is for you, and use the intention. So with gratitude, I receive the energy from the master, and to help me enhance my own ability to heal what you fill in the gap. And with gratitude, because it's instantly been received. Of the Spring Forest Qigong password, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I, we combine together. We just do. You know, it just is. So as opposed to becoming just words for you to think about, say them like you know them. Say it like you believe it. And start to watch the difference in the response of the body and your energy around it over time. You've got your tongue connected to the roof of the mouth. You're bringing in the light in your lower dantian and extending that light now into a soft white and coloured light, of a column of light inside the torso, from the base of the torso to the top of the head. Just absorb yourself in that energy you've just invited in. You've just invited a master's energy into you. You've just extended that light within you, that healing medicine light. You've got your heart center open. That in itself is just a place of wonderment that you could sit for a long time. And we bring our hands and separate them if you're not there already. Right hand to the top, left hand to the bottom. Fingers are apart. I'm happy and straight and comfortable. My breathing is easy. And in through the nose and out through the nose only now, if I can. As my right hand moves outwards to give my left hand that space, we begin that rotation. And on the first rotation there, we bring our left hand up to the third eye area as the right hand reaches the base. And just rotate again by allowing that left hand to give the right space coming up. And set the intention for the breath. Every time I inhale, albeit physically through my nose, the energy that I inhale comes in through every single part of my body and it gathers in my lower dantian. And I say it as I see it happening. And when I exhale, the energy exits from the lower dantian back through every single cell and part of my body and out to the ends of the universe, and it carries the excess energy that no longer serves me with it. It's turned into smoke, butterflies, mist. It's gone. And each time I exhale now, that dissipates and goes along and flows out with it. I let it go. Moving of the yin and yang. It's the liver system. Element is wood. Color is green. So if you want to invite green. Anger, frustration, or emotions that are generated by the liver. And the chemical structure of our organs changes depending on what emotion they're generating. So let's alter that structure that may have been embedded in there with excess energy, blocked energy over years of that emotion either being heightened, lengthened, or just simply trapped and stuck there. Invite happiness. Invite the emotion and the energy of happiness to balance and heal this liver system and the body. So go into your happiness any way you know how. And everybody here is very familiar. And if it's a busy head day, just repeat the word happy, happy, happy. I just saw an image there of being a shopkeeper at the front door, and I've got anger, frustration people over to the left. They're not angry and frustrated, they're just their names. And I've got happy people with the name happy over to the right, and I'm just ushering in the happy people. All sorts of things. Let it come to your mind. Do it in whatever way you want. But remember, there's no bad emotion. If I was to stand at my little shop door there and say, go away, happy, angry, you're not coming in, I'm actually creating an emotion there. I'm already letting them in just by thinking that. So stay with your happiness, and I'll leave you for a few moments while you heal. Just drawing that mind back if it does wander. And remembering to be happy that you've noticed it's wandered. It's an awesome way to check yourself through the day, what thoughts you're having, what responses you've got going on. And attach the vibration of them. Like, oh, is that the vibration I want my body to be going at? And don't tell yourself off for it, because every emotion is beneficial. It's just when we get caught up in that automatic response of, a heightened emotion more than is necessary. Or when we put ourselves into that thought pattern that invites the emotions of happiness, anger and frustration or whatever it might be, and we deliberately choose to invite that vibration and emotion in, because we sit there reliving these thoughts, whether they be memories or whether they be stories that have not happened yet. So when you notice yourself doing that, don't then tell yourself off. A bit counterproductive. Just be, oh, okay, look at my mind. That's okay. I am so happy, 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 happy. And just say it. Distract your mind. Give yourself another rotation, whatever speed that is for you. Remember, everything's a habit. We've taught ourselves this one habit, we can change our habits. Just takes practice, patience, time. Allowing those hands to settle in front of the lower dantian. Right hand towards the navel for ladies and left hand out opposite way for men. You just do your quick body scan for yourselves. Again, you're all very familiar. And this just helps you acknowledge the body constantly as well. And just alter any, because if the body's changed its posture or it's gone floppy, then just make sure you're upright, because this helps chi flow. And when you're ready, jump on board that next inhale as it begins and lower the knees and extend those hands out from each other. The exhale begins and the body gently follows that exhale by straightening the knees to a soft position and drawing those palms closer together. Inhale and lower and extend and exhale. Straighten, compress at the speed of which your breath is flowing. Again, if you have very long breaths, just extend and lower so far and then simply let the body rest and wait to catch that return breath on the exhale. You can focus your mind on your hand, your palms, just observing and noticing. We say sometimes, oh, I don't feel anything. Well, you don't feel your palms? Of course we feel. We could identify with our hands closed, with our eyes closed, where our hands are, because we can feel them. So you can always feel something. Don't expect to feel anything. Just observe. Breathing of the universe. The element is fire, and it's the heart system. The color is red. Anger, extreme emotions and hatred. It's generated by the heart. We even say, don't we, that love and hate are so closely related, and it's because the heart generates both. We couldn't love unless we knew hate. We couldn't hate unless we knew love. But all these emotions that we deem to think are bad for us, which are not, they are there for a reason. They do help us. They actually save our lives. They do all sorts. So we don't want to dismiss them. We simply seek balance. So love your heart and invite the joy that the heart creates. say the word or enhance that memory of happiness. Go off and find your way in this moment of just linking in, inviting in, and starting to feel joy rising up in you. We sometimes become oblivious to where we are, the space we're in, the life we have, and how much joy we could find if we put our minds to it. Giving yourself another breath, another inhale, another exhale. Letting those hands just drop to the side at the end of the exhale. Scan of the body. Tongue still connected, breathing is easy. My neck is still aligned with my spine. My knees are soft as I'm going to raise my hands up above my head. Again, it's my arms raising my hands, not so much my shoulders. And as I inhale, I'm going to inhale and lower my knees and think about how grounded I am. Boy, I'm grounded. And I exhale and I let the knees straighten me to a soft position, and I take my internal focus to the energy around me and above me and think how connected I am. So we lower and acknowledge how grounded we are. Exhale and straighten, and whoa, I am so connected. I'm not necessarily feeling very grounded or connected right now in this moment, but you say it and think it to yourself in a way that you're pretending it, you're faking it, you're just focusing on it in the best way you can. And honestly, that groundedness and connectedness will be improved and increased. You will balance because your focus is on it. Remember, you can let those arms drop or come down. You can practice for a long time and then still end up having to bring the arms down. I find that. But I just always leave my energetic arms hanging up here. Connecting to heaven and earth, the color is yellow. The element is earth. And it's the stomach system. Especially for people who like to control things, we sort of make things happen and organize. And again, that's been thrown about as a bad word, and it isn't. Anger is a bad word. Oh, you're an angry person. It's not. Anger gets people moving. You'll find people who have got a lot of drive in life are motivated and driven by an emotion of anger. It's how we express it. It's the degree with which we express it. But of course, people who like things organized or to sort of control the day or lists and stuff like that, we have to be in our heads to do that. And I include myself in this. So we can come a bit imbalanced with our stomach system because we get so much in our heads and don't realize it. And hey, that's great. Now I know how I operate. I'm now aware of how I can remain balanced
with the strength that I have, or the focus that I have. So the worry, the overthinking, the anxiety stuff that kicks in the head for all of us. So, hey, you know what? That's sweet. I know that comes in to help me, but I'm just a little bit overthinking at the moment. So I'm going to drop myself into peace. I'm going to focus my thoughts on peace. In any way I can. And again, there can be a tendency to, think in peace, and the mind goes off again on that thing of what we're trying to organize or do at the moment. And if we think peace with the energy of frustration behind it, like, oh, I'm determined to think peace here, then you're not inviting peace, you're inviting frustration. The language of the universe is a vibration, an emotion. So when you say the words, make sure you put the vibration or the intention of that vibration behind it. I'm going to leave you in peace for a few moments. Give yourself another breath, another inhale, knowing that you can practice yourself into these emotions. At the end of the exhale, you just gently let those arms come down, connecting the fingertips in front of the lower dantian. Again, the body scan. Bit of focus on the neck, head and shoulders there, and even the top of the torso, it can sort of start to roll forward. My shoulders relaxed and happy. As the rest of my body, my breathing's easy. I'm going to step my right foot out to the right, half a step. I'm going to readjust my balance. And I'm going to catch that inhale. As it starts, I'm going to flow my body over to the left and simply wait for the exhale to return me and send me over to the right. Inhale, I distribute my body weight over to my left leg around 70%, and then I simply wait. If I've got long long breaths, and I exhale and I flow over to my right leg. Noticing that the body is flowing and distributing the weight between the legs. If it's not comfortable, then just adjust your legs slightly. I just noticed I was probably a little bit stepped out too far to the right there for it to be natural and comfortable for me. We're all different, and every day we're different. But just allowing that exhale and inhale to carry the body. Those two are perfectly happy working in sync with each other while we focus on the move, which is connecting to the body's energy. Element is metal, color is white. And this is the lung system. Tears, grief, sadness. And we take that on so many ways without realizing it sometimes. We associate grief is when I cried, or grief is when I lost things, or grief is when you're listening to other people's stuff, whether it be another person's story or the news. or reading things. Just observe what emotion you allow to flow through you. That doesn't generate the emotion in you, you generate it yourself. So if you get swamped in sadness for something and others, then just sit and remember, okay, so right now, is that an emotion that my body needs to absorb? Because there's a blockage potentially starting right there, especially if it's been, as it has been for the last couple of years, quite consistent. I can still invite contentment in, which is the balance in emotion, and still care. Doesn't mean I care any less. It means I actually care, because I know that if I balance myself and I stay healthy within myself, not only am I physically more useful to everybody else, but I'm also energetically so much more useful to everyone around me from this point right the way around the globe. So allow the sadness, allow the grief, process it, because you don't want to just stuff it down, ignore it. But if you find yourself delving into it too often, too much, or it's a sadness, grief that's not yours, realize that the best thing you can do for yourself and everybody else is to stay balanced. And you have the tools to do that now. Invite contentment in. Simply ask for contentment, intend for contentment to flow into you and just fill you up. We have Master Lin to observe for this. He lives in joy, he lives in contentment and happiness. He practices it every day. He sees the good in everyone. So being a loving being does not mean you don't care. He's come from a place that has him able now to help so many others. So use that as a guide stick, if you like. I'm going to leave you just for a few moments now in contentment. Give yourself another inhale, another exhale. Oh, being so contented on how you've just balanced out that lung system. And every breath is clearing out and letting go of any other blockages or energy that no longer serves. Bringing that right leg back to hip width at the end of your exhale, leaving the fingers connected. As I do my body scan, I bring my hands up into prayer position. And I just adjust the body if it needs it. And I flow into the fifth and final move. So as I inhale now, I bend forward using my hips. And I let that head drop a little. And I straighten. I use the hips to straighten the torso. And then I straighten the head and tuck that chin back. So you can do the subtle move, which is still very beneficial, or you can go for the whole dolphining of the neck. Kidney system connecting to our heart's energy. This is our vitality center. Color is blue, element is water. And fear. Fear is generated by this system. Fear underpins all the other emotions that we deem to be imbalancing. You know, if we don't feel good, if we hang around in them too long. So invite gratitude, invite the emotion of gratitude. So you start feeling grateful in every bone and every cell of your body. And again, we do this by using our wonderful mind to either just think, thank you, thank you, thank you, or on your inhale, be grateful to something of your own. I'm grateful to have had a wonderful day. I'm grateful for the peace that I can hear around me. There's not a sound. I'm grateful my fridge is working and heard me because it just fired up as I said that. Remind me, I'm grateful for my fridge or else my food would spoil. So I'll leave you thanking and being grateful for whatever comes to your mind in your own way. You can do any of these same moves. You can focus on any of these emotions, whatever you're doing through the day. But I'd still recommend you try to find time, even for 5 minutes, to combine this move with the breath, the intention of connection with your master, your light, and working from your heart space, inviting the emotion through that way, because it will enhance the healing for your body. Give yourself another inhale. Another thing to be absolutely grateful for, to start firing up that feeling within you. At the end of the exhale, you just allow yourself to gently stop, observing the body once again. Saying thank you to all the body as you scan through and down. Bringing that column of light now to the lower dantian in a ball, a soft light that starts to spin now faster and faster, and it becomes smaller and smaller and brighter and brighter. You bring it down to the size of that little energy pill that you tuck now deep behind your navel into your own little medicine cabinet. It's there to bring out whenever you need to call on it again. Taking 2-3 breaths to align yourself to the space you're in physically, rubbing the hands, distributing that chi, rubbing the fingers, interlacing the fingers. I'm going to comb the rub the face. My head's gone. I'm going to do some more dolphining today. So massaging the face, distributing through all these meridian points, the chi that we've gathered as a collective, not just where we are individually. Let's massage the ears from top to bottom. giving those lobes a little bit of a pinch and a tug. And we'll start back up at the top. Again, this is a really good one just to do any time of the day. Just sit and massage your ears, help balance out the energy in your system. If you're feeling great, that's awesome. If you need that little bit of balancing from head, I probably do, then go for the tail tap. And just help the head fuzzies balance out. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm just going to unplug this one.